What up? And today we're gonna be making some chili. Okay. This was my first time making chili. Okay. Well, making this type of chili. I'll say that. Making regular ground beef traditional chili. Well, I made it with what I kind of made it off of memory from when my nana used to make it for me. I don't know if she used to put smoked sausage in it, but that's where the spirit was moving me. So I know I wanted some chili with some ground beef and some smoked sausage. So let's get into it first of all. So I started off, I cut up a yellow onion and a green pepper, but you can use whatever pepper you want to use. If you got a red one, that'll suffice too. I really just did this for flavor, and I thought about the color part. So like, since it's a red chili, I didn't want to use a red pepper because it's red. So I wanted to do a green. It's a color thing for me. I like a lot of color in my dishes. So then I chopped up, as you can see, the smoked sausage. I kind of like tried to dice it up as small as possible because I want to taste the chunks. Not really taste the chunks. I want to, I wanted to be able to taste the smoked sausage and the chili, but I didn't want it like whole. Like I didn't want no big old chunk of smoked sausage. So I just kind of cut it up. However, I felt like I just kind of diced it, cut it, whichever one it looks like. With your preference though. If you want to keep it whole, keep it whole. But I wanted mine diced up. This is how the green pepper and the onion was looking. I did cover it for a little bit. And when it was softened up just a little bit, it didn't have to be cooked. It don't have to be cooked entirely. Just let it soften up a little bit before you add your meat. I let that soften up. Then I added a full pound of ground beef. Full pound. So that's the meats. So you can use, you can use ground turkey because you can make chili with pretty much any meat that you want. Because you can use smoked sausage. You can add Italian sausage. It's really your preference of what you like. And I love smoked sausage. You can even use, chicken sausage. Because they got all type of different smoked sausages now where you ain't got to have no pork. So that's really, it's on you, It's so many preferences, so many things and selections out here. It's just like, the sky is the limit. But whatever you want to use, just go on and use that, okay? Just use it, okay? So right now we just mixing it up. If you got like a, what you call those things? Like a meat grater or a chopper upper, breaker, separator, a meat masher. If you got a meat masher, you can use that, but just mash it up. You don't want the meat in big chunks at all. So just mash them up like this. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of make sure it's not chunked up. You don't want no big chunks of meat. Okay. So the first seasoning, as you can see, you still see some peak in the meat. So the first seasoning I did add while I was still cooking was some Dano's spicy seasoning. I saw it on TikTok a lot. Like I see a lot of creators using it, but I didn't know that they really just had it in stores. And I saw it and I'm like, okay, let me try the spicy. And it wasn't bad. It had a nice little flavor to it. Then I drained the meat. First of all, I drained the meat. And after I drained the meat, I basically put the smoked sausage in there with the meat, and I basically just drained the meat. Drained the smoked sausage when it was done, and then I added it together. Added some table blend seasoning, a little bit of Creole seasoning, some garlic powder, some allspice, some ground allspice seasoning, some black pepper, some adobo, just a little bit of adobo because you don't want it to be too salty, and it's easy to oversalt red meat, and we don't want that, okay? We don't want that at all. But as usual, I always have the ingredients at the bottom. So everything I just named, if I just went too fast for you, I'm gonna have it at the bottom. So then I added a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, the W sauce, and then we're going in with the tomato stuff now. So tomato sauce was first, full thing of tomato sauce. It's a diced tomato with the chilies, the Petite diced tomatoes, some tomato paste. We tomatoing this thing up, okay? Tomato. Okay? Get everything in there. Use any type of tomatoes you want to use. Just use it. The more flavor, the better. So we just gonna add that in. I didn't add nothing else because I do have beef broth too that I'm gonna be adding. If you don't got no beef broth, you can use chicken. You can use whatever broth you have on hand, or you use some water, whichever one. It don't matter because that's what the seasoning is for. Season to your liking. Adjust the seasoning as you add stuff because as you add stuff, a little bit of flavor kind of goes away. So Yeah. So I did have to add it into a bigger pan, which I knew I was gonna have to do this eventually, because when it comes to chili, it's usually a big pan. And I told myself I was making a small thing of chili, and it still ended up being a big thing. So that's crazy. So I added in, I only had like a can, like a regular can size of beef broth. Added that, and I added a little bit of water. Then I added in my kidney beans and my chili beans. Red beans and chili beans. I'm at the bottom though. Then I add a little bit of more Worcestershire sauce, a little bit more seasoning, and a little bit of hot sauce, just for flavor. And I got this on like a medium high heat, but I'm gonna turn it down, and basically just gonna be letting it simmer, because I want the sauce and I want the sauce to thicken up. So we're gonna cover and let it simmer for a while, and when it thickens to your liking, this is it. I let it thicken for like hours, really. I let it thicken for hours, and then just let it sit, and it just thickened in them juices. And then when you let it sit in the refrigerator, it thicken up even more, because everybody know it tastes better the next day. Okay. And as you can see, you can't see the heat coming off this because it wasn't warmed up yet, but I just had to show you what it looked like. I did. But I did end up taking some to work, so I was able to really do my thing. So this is at work. This is warmed up. And I also made a little white rice, and I put that in there too. As you can see, a little rice in there. I added a little bit of oyster crackers and some cheese, mixed it up, add a little sour cream too, if you like that, but I do. I like sour cream, cheese, and crackers with my chili. With some white rice. It's it. That's up there. This is my process of how I eat my chili right here. You know, at work they have everything, they fill in all the spaces for me, so I didn't even have to bring none but the chili and my rice. But it was fire. It was perfect. It was so good. Every time I make something for the first time, I'll be low key like, oh, I hope it's good, but it always be good. Ain't no misses over here, baby. We don't miss. Whatever I do, it's gonna be good. So I hope you like this. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be back for more recipes, more videos, and more everything else, you know? Love ya!